To introduce myself, my name is Krishna and I am working currently as Oracle architect consultant. So my roles are, what my daily work would be, I will be designing an architecture for the client. Let's say if you are a client and you are starting your business or you are owning a business, what is the network you should use and what are the servers you are going to use and database. So I will be providing them with the architecture in plan in limited to Oracle Cloud. So I work with multiple clients according to their requirements. So that's what my daily or role would be covering. And so coming to Oracle Cloud infrastructure. So this is an Oracle Cloud. Okay, we will just see here like what is an Oracle Cloud in general. What is an Oracle Cloud, and what are all the services it provide. And I will show you the console. So how does the console looks like and all we can discuss. So basically, what is a cloud infrastructure? Not only Oracle, any other. What is an if somebody asks you what is an Azure cloud, what is an GCP cloud, or what is a Oracle cloud? So basically, Oracle cloud is nothing but one of the vendor or one of the provider who provides us the comprehensive services or set of services that allows our business to build, run and manage. So three words. So build, if you are building your business which requires lot of servers, yes, Oracle is one of the vendor in the market which is going to provide you that service. If you already have the servers with you, if you are trying to run them, yes, Oracle is one of the vendor. And also manage. So if you are about to start your IT related business, software related business, and Oracle is one of the vendor which is providing you the services to build, run and manage a wide range of applications and workloads in a highly performant, secure and scalable environment. Why I'm calling it as a secure means, so they are securing it. It's not like if they are just providing services, so any others can use it. No. So the services which they are providing will be limited for you only. So that's why it is a secure. So these services, the services which are provided by Oracle, they have categorized into three parts. So not only Oracle Cloud, any other cloud does this into three parts. One is IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service. And the second thing is PaaS, platform as a service. And the other is SaaS, software as a service. So we will discuss on the detail like what is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. If it is an infrastructure as a service, Oracle will provide you a service which is required to build your infrastructure. So infrastructure means so server, OS, storage, all these comes under infrastructure. So if you are building your server or if you are installing an OS or if you are building some storage and all using the services which are provided by Oracle, that comes under infrastructure as a service. So then what is platform as a service? So platform as a service means they will already provide you an infrastructure. So you no need to bother on the infrastructure. You will just come start using your application directly. So you will get your application RPM files or any installation files and you will start using it. So you are not responsible for infrastructure. If something happens to the hardware like motherboard, if something happens to the physical server, you are not responsible. The vendor will be taking care. So they are just providing you a platform. You will just go and use it for your application. And software as a service, so it covers both infrastructure and platform. It will be maintained by or controlled by the vendor. They will just provide you the link. Okay, so let me consider here myself, Krishna. I'm starting a bank. So this is my business. I'm trying to start a bank. Want to build my bank. For that I have approached Oracle. So out of which infrastructure as a service means I will have to build my server. I need to select the CPU, memory, and storage, and all that comes under infrastructure as a service. So if I already have something called as mobile banking application with me, I just need the a platform where I can just install and run it. So that comes under platform as a service. And this software as a service means everything will be taken care by Oracle. At the end, they will just provide you welcome.hdfcbank.com URL. So you are only managing or responsible for that particular URL. If something happens wrong or if something goes wrong, you need to approach Oracle. Why? Because you don't know where this application is hosted on which server and all. So they will be taking care. Okay. So to be in layman terminology, how I would compare is let's consider you want to live in a happy family. So you want to stay in a house. Okay. We have three options which is provided by Oracle. One, they will provide you the land, you are going to build it and get the infrastructure like sofa, TV and all by yourself. So that is infrastructure as a service. And second thing is, so they will just provide you the flat and you need to take your furniture with you and use that furniture until you stay there. And the third one is fully furnished. It's like fully furnished. You go and use it, and whenever it's done, you come out yourself with your bare clothes. So based on this, the cost also will vary. Infrastructure as a service is less cost compared to platform as a service, which is less cost compared to software as a service. Right. So this would be a basic understanding, like the differences. So what is the difference between infrastructure, platform, and software as a service? So control level will be high for infrastructure. Why? Because you are maintaining the server, you are also maintaining the OS. If something goes wrong, it's your responsibility. You can control everything. And if it is a platform as a service, as you will be managing only the application, it will be medium. And software, it's low. You don't know what at the end or back end happened. You need to depend on the cloud provider. So user responsibility, like manage VM. VM means a virtual machine or server, which we call. So you will be managing it, and also storage, and also the network. So if it is platform, you will be only managing the application and database, and the infrastructure is owned by Oracle. Right. So this is all self-explanatory. This is just an extension of which we discussed. So I'm moving on. So now, what is an Oracle Cloud? Which I told you, Oracle Cloud is nothing but one of the vendor who provides us the services which are required for my business to build, run, and manage. Okay. So now, what are these services? So can you give me some examples of the services if you ask me? Yes, I would say yes. So these are the few core services which are provided by Oracle vendor, and from this particular slide, the terminology is only limited to Oracle Cloud. So from before, it's like across all the clouds, but from this particular slide, the terminology is limited to Oracle Cloud. So compute. So compute is one of the service which is used to create a server. As I told you, this comes under infrastructure as a service. So using this particular service, if I need to build a server, I will be using this service and build a server and install OS, which is required for my application. And second, or one of the other service is storage. So if you are using laptop, it will have some RAM and hard disk, right? So we can consider that scenario as storage here in OCI. So if you are building a server, be it a Windows server, be it a Mac server, or be it an Linux server, for that OS to be up and running or for the user to use it, we need a storage. So that storage, Oracle is providing it as a separate service. So you are forced to use this service to build a server and use its storage. So, and the other most service or important service, we can call it as a networking. Okay, so before that, if you remember earlier of this starting session, we discussed on the data center and on-premises. Okay, all right. Let me discuss in the next slide. I have that slide prepared as well. Okay, so we will be sticking with the services which are offered by Oracle. So one is compute and storage, and other service is networking. So networking refers to a virtual network. So why I am calling it as a virtual network means, so we cannot touch the cables or we cannot feel it. So virtual is something which you are building in a virtual layer. So networking refers to the virtual network environment that enables connectivity and communication between cloud resources. So cloud resources is, if it is there is an application server and if there is a database server, the communication needs or connectivity should be established between the application and database. So then networking is the thing which helps you to achieve this. And also users. Users in the sense, I have an URL. As I told you, I'm creating a bank or HDFC Bank. So HDFC net banking application has an URL. So welcome.hdfcbank.com. So if users across the world or across in the my network wants to connect, so networking is a service which plays a key role, based on which you will be controlling who will be accessing my URL and how they are going to access and all. So all these comes under networking. Or if you have an on-premises, from on-premises, if connection is needed or connectivity is needed to my Oracle Cloud, then also this networking plays a key role. And second, or the other service is a database. So here, database refers to a managed service that allows users to store, organize, and manage data in a structured and efficient way. So this, don't get confused with storage. So database is not equal to storage. So then what is the difference? See, if people are using an HDFC Bank URL, if they are clicking on the account statement or the balance to be displayed, okay, so which means this HDFC application should communicate with particular thing and get the data and display to you. So that is a database. So this database, what it will do, it will store the user related data. So in an organized and a structured form. So that whenever a user runs a query, in general, whenever he is clicking to display the amount, it will be displayed the amount such that this application communicates to the database and gets the data and displayed you. So that is a database. And this particular database, Oracle itself is providing the Oracle flavor databases. In market, we have many databases like MS SQL or Heatwave, PostgreSQL, all these databases. Apart from this, so these are also being provided by Oracle, but apart from this, Oracle itself is providing their own flavor of database, which we call it as an Oracle database. In the case Exadata or Oracle DBCS or the autonomous database. So these are only the databases which are provided by Oracle, which are owned by Oracle. No other provider does this. So this is a database service. And the other service is IAM, which is Identity and Access Management. So using this particular service, okay, so name itself suggests as identity and access. So which means it's going to display your identity and it's going to control your access. So if you are having a many resources, if you want to control who is accessing what resource, and if there are testing environment, if there is a production environment and development environment, if there are group of people who only wants to access the testing and who only wants to access production, yes, that is possible by using a service which we call it as identity and access management. Basically it identifies who the person is and what access or what resources he can access. And there is also one more service, DevOps, which is nothing but a combination of developers plus operations. So what does developer team do? So they develop the applications required for the client. And what does the operation team do? So once it went to the live, operation team will manage. So instead of this, Oracle provided a combination of both developer and operations, which we call as a DevOps. So using this, it will make our work easier. So work easier in the sense, let me give you an example. So I have 20 servers where I my application is running. Let's assume it that particular way. So my business only runs on daytime. Non-business hours, which means 6 p.m. to next early morning 6 a.m. my business will be down. So no users will be accessing my business. So in that case, to save cost, what my requirement is, I need to bring down the services. So daily starting 6 p.m. my server should be shut down and 6 a.m. the server should be up. So how do we achieve this in general? What does operation team do? They go manually, either they run a script or they prepare some scripts and they will shut down. And 6 a.m. they will log in and they will start it. But Oracle has provided a service using which you can schedule a single time job so that it will take care. So it will stop and it will start. So that is one of the example which I provided. My concept of saying DevOps as a service is there are other activities which Oracle is providing so that you can use this service for your operations plus developers. And the other service is monitoring and observability. So monitoring and observability. Let's say you are having an application or you are having a database, you are having a server. You want to be notified whenever a server goes down, right? Why? Because if there are more than 20 servers or 100 servers, you cannot go individually and check the server if it is up or not, or if my application is fine or not, healthy or not. For that particular purpose, Oracle itself provided a service called as monitoring and observability. So in general, in an organization, we depend on external monitoring tools such as be it OEM, Dynatrace, NIMSoft. There are many other tools available outside. So we will be depending on this external tools to monitor our resources. But what Oracle did, it provided its own services where you can monitor the resources and governance and administration. So using this, you can organize your applications and also the budget limited also comes here. So if you are using the services, obviously it's going to cost you. It's not for free. So if you want to know how much my application is costing, let's say there is a server or database which you have created. Okay. So for 1 month, how much I'm going to pay to Oracle, or for 1 month, how much it's going to cost me. So all these queries will be addressed through a service called as governance and administration. I mean, the sub part will be again cost management, but this is a main service. So what these services which I'm discussing has again sub parts, but these are the core services. And apart from these services, there are many other services which are provided by Oracle, but I am bringing up the core services which are sufficient or which are prerequisite for a business to be up and running. Okay. So now Oracle Cloud is nothing but a vendor who provides us the services. And what are the services? Yes, these are the few of the services which we just saw. So now where are the services hosted? Okay, all good. So you are saying this guy Oracle is providing us the services and these are the services. Okay, where are these present? So the services either physically or virtually should be present somewhere so that users will be using it. So all these core services, such as the services which we just discussed, are hosted in Oracle Global Data Centers. So data Oracle Global Data Centers means if the data center is owned by the customer, if it is responsible for the customer, we call it as an on-prem data center. So if it is completely managed and owned by the cloud provider, we call it their cloud global data center. So if I'm saying Oracle's global data center means all these data centers are owned and maintained by Oracle. So across the globe. So global means across the globe. It's not like they are only limited to India, they are only limited to US. So across the globe, what this Oracle did, they have developed their own data centers. So from that particular data centers, they will be providing us the services which are required for a user to his business. Okay. Now, are hosted in a Oracle Global Data Center organized into regions and availability domains. So this terminology is regions and availability domains. We will discuss what is a region and what is an availability domain. So what is a OCA global region? A region is a geographical location. So a geographical location where Oracle data centers are located. So not physical location, it is a geographical location. If you are taking India as an example, we have in India Oracle who have their data center in Hyderabad and Mumbai. So Hyderabad in the sense it covers entire geographical location, not a physical location. Okay. So that we can call it as a region. So in India, we have two regions from where Oracle is offering services to the customer. So what are those regions? Hyderabad, one region, and Mumbai, other region. So that is a region. A region is nothing but a geographical location where the Oracle data centers are located. Now, what is an availability domain? So an availability domain, you can consider it as a direct data center, a physical location. So direct data center. So in entire Hyderabad, I can have my data center in many places, be it in Nanakramgud or JNTU or SR Nagar, anywhere. So these particular pinpoint physical location where Oracle data center is hosted, we can call it as an availability domain. Okay. Coming from availability domain, we also have one more domain which is a fault domain. So what is a fault domain? Fault domain are logically groupings within an availability domain to provide resilience against hardware failures. So fault domain is also a subset of availability domain, which means let me consider as an example taking Hyderabad as a region. So in India, I'm considering Hyderabad as a region. In Hyderabad, I'm considering JNTU University. So JNTU where my data center is located. Inside availability domain, inside JNTU, I will be dividing it into further blocks, block 1, block 2, block 3. So that we can consider as a fault domain. So basically block 1 is part of entire data center, but we are calling it as a fault domain. So if you want a pictorial representation, so this is how the pictorial representation would be. So if you are considering globe and their geography, so we have a region 1 and region 2 where we call it as an regions. Further, these regions, in every region we can have multiple data centers, which means multiple availability domains. There is no restriction that in a region there will be only a single availability domain. No, it can have multiple availability domains. This is just because for fault tolerance. So why do we use this? Because let's say in Hyderabad, I told you JNTU. JNTU is one availability domain. So what if something worst scenario happens and natural calamities considering a flooding or cyclone and this JNTU is entirely affected? Okay. So then my entire services will be going down. So to avoid this, Oracle has provided one more option such that you can build your server in some other availability domain, which means some other data center where your services can be up and running. So in general, why do we use this? Because if you're having three servers where your application is hosted or where you want to host your application, you have an option to build the server in availability domain 1 or availability domain 2 based on the regions it's provided. It's not mandatory though. See, it is just an option or a choice which Oracle is providing you for the customer for your fault tolerance in general. So it's not mandatory that if I'm having three servers, all these three servers should be built in different availability domains or different data centers. No, not like that. It's up to you. So a region is nothing but a geographical location where my data center is located, and availability domain is the physical data center which is provided, and from that physical data center availability domain we have categorized into three fault domains: fault domain 1, fault domain 2, and fault domain 3. So this is just an option which Oracle is providing for the customers, such that they are aware that "Acha, okay, I am having my server safe side across divided across the data centers." Okay, so now we discussed what is an Oracle Cloud. So it is nothing but a service provider who provides the services for our business. What are those services which we discussed few? So where are these located? They are located in the data centers. In Oracle terminology, we call it as a regions or availability domains. Now, as a customer or as a user, how do you start using these services? So how do you start it? So to use the services which we just discussed earlier, we will have to create an account with Oracle. So we should create an account which we call it as a tenancy. So tenancy again is limited to Oracle Cloud. A tenancy is nothing but a cloud account which a customer is creating to start using the services which are provided by Oracle. It makes sense, right? If you want to use the services which are provided by Google, you will have to create a Google account. If you are trying to start use the services which are provided by Instagram, you need to download the app and start creating an account and start using it. Likewise, if you want to use the services which are provided by Oracle, you have to create an account, which we call it as a tenancy. Okay. If whenever a customer is going to create an account, he is going to get a user ID and password. Obviously, whenever an account is created, which means he has his own user ID and password. Okay. So now, whenever a owner or a customer does this, he cannot share his username and password to all the people working under him. So if I'm a bank owner, I'm starting using the services of Oracle. I am owning it. I have created an account. So I will get my username and password. So I have some 200 people working under me. Okay. So for those 200 people, I don't want to share my credentials. Why? Because they will be also super admin. Then how do you do this? So earlier, if you remember, we have told a service which is IAM, which is Identity and Access Management. So using this Identity and Access Management, I will be creating users. Okay, I will be creating users for all these people and I will provide access to them so that they can also access my account and start using the services which I ask them to do. So identity means identity and access. It will also restrict the people who are logging in and what are they are doing. So based on that, I will create those 200 people users and provide them access such that they work under me for my business. So this is how you use the services, which means you will have to create an account. So how do you do that? Two ways. Either you can approach the salesperson of Oracle through Google, or in just Google you can type create an Oracle cloud account. So you can follow the steps. Once that is done, you can start creating your account and use it. When you are creating an account, it will ask basically the credit card details so that the services which are using will be charged from that credit card, right? So now, okay, before showing you the console, I'll just discuss on the pricing and support as well. So pricing, Oracle does offer flexible pricing models. It's not like if you are creating an account, it's by default $200 or $3,000. No, not like that. It provides you a flexible price. So if you approach Oracle saying, so these are only the services which are required. If I'm starting my business, so it's not mandatory that I need to use all the services which are provided by Oracle. So in that case, what you do? So you go with Oracle saying, see Oracle, I just need only compute, storage or whatever service, only 5 services which are required for my business. Then Oracle offers you a some discount and charge you a flexible price. So if not that particular way, so give me full access. I may or may not use entire services. So that costs again a different. So basically my point of bringing the cost here flexible means, so based on your requirement, you can have a discussion or dealing with an Oracle based on the services which you are going to use. If you are using few services, Oracle will charge you accordingly. If you want survey, I mean to access all the service, that is again a different cost. And free tier offerings. Yes, Oracle does offer free tier offerings such that you can create your free tier account, and in that particular free tier account there are some limitations which Oracle provide you. So based on only you are supposed to use only those services. And enterprise support and documentation. So enterprise support means, so two ways. One, you just get account from Oracle and it's your responsibility. You manage everything. So you cannot have access to Oracle support. And second way, if you are stuck somewhere, Oracle will come to you, guide you, and take you forward. That is one more option. So first option, you need. I mean, you can manage on your own. You need to take care of everything. So everything in the sense, the services. And second thing, if you are stuck somewhere, you can approach Oracle, you can create a ticket and require their help. That is one more costing again. So if you are using nothing support by Oracle, that is of one cost. If you are using enterprise support, that is other cost. And documentation, yes, there are many documentation available across Google, like docs.oracle.com, where which describes every each and single detail of Oracle Cloud. So you can follow that as well, or you can go with an enterprise support. Let me go to the console. How does it look like? Okay. So if you want to log in, you just go to cloud.oracle.com and it is asking for cloud account name. So cloud account name is nothing but an account name which you start creating in the earlier. So in my case here it is Vinny Shekhar. The name is Vinny Shekhar. From there it is asking me the credentials. I need to share my username and password which I have created. So then this is a domain. Not to worry, this will be covered later. And then this would be my username and password. Then I have set up my MFA where notification comes to my mobile and I'm going to accept it. The post which I got my account login. I logged into this particular account. So here if you see this is saying region or region as AP Hyderabad one, or you can find the region here. It says India South Hyderabad, which means the account which I have created, I have selected my region as Hyderabad, which means if you are provisioning a server, if you are creating any resource, which means virtually or either physically, they are hosted in the data center in Hyderabad. So which data center? In Oracle data center. They won't disclose the pinpoint location of the data center for security reasons, but region is Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, in Oracle data center, whatever activity I'm doing from this console will be affected there. So if I'm going to compute and if I'm going to create an instance or server, which we call, so basically, which means, see, there is a server which I have created. Okay, this particular server, which is having this particular IP, this is stored in AD1, which means availability domain and fault domain 3. So where are this provided? They located in Hyderabad. So I will be accessing it. How to access and all that again is a different part. So whatever activities which you are doing, which will be directly or indirectly stored or located in Hyderabad data center. Okay, so for this particular console, whoever they will be the part of the future sessions, I will be providing them the access so that they will be logging into this console and whatever activities which I am doing, so they can test there or they can practice that activities. So this is how the console looks like. So now I will be just sharing you the course content. Okay. So this will be the course content which will be discussed. So this all, I mean, this includes only the infrastructure admin related activities basically. So introduction and then the networking will be discussed. Networking in the sense VCNs, subnets and its subcomponents which are route tables, security list, network security groups and also the gateways. And if you have a server in on premises and if you have one more server in Oracle Cloud, what is the thing as a networking you should do such that the connectivity is established between them? So all this comes under networking services that will be discussed, and also the compute service, which we also discussed. Compute means which is required to build a server. So server build, OS, and storage, or I mean block comes under compute service. And for separate storage, as I told you, it has a separate service. So that will be discussed, and identity and access management, like how to create a user, how to restrict an user, and how to provide him the access and all. So that will be discussed, and also the load balancing. So people who are not aware of load balancer, that is also fine. That will be discussed. We will be also discussing the load balancing. So load balancer you are going to create. How does that help? That will be also discussed. And this advanced networking, so all this which I just discussed earlier, that will be a practical session, complete practical. So you will be also doing it and I will be showing it. And here, so this advanced networking, so this will be a theatrical based. Why? Because so to create an this advanced networking, we also need some extra setup which we don't have. That is a reason that will be only a theatrical based, the fast connect, IPsec VPN and DRG, and this will be an theatrical based. And monitoring, again, this will be a practical. So how do you set an alarm? How do you, what do you do to get notified if a server goes down, or what do you do kind of things? How do you monitor? That will be explained. And DR setup, how do you set up a DR for your project? You do as an admin, how do you set up a DR? That will be explained. And coming to automation and scripting, so CLI, command line interface, how do you OCI CLI, which we call it as a command line interface, that will be explained. So Terraform, this won't be explained. This will be just given an idea. So if you want to use Terraform, what all the things you should do, but this won't be explained in detail. But this CI setup, CLI setup, command line interface setup, that will be explained in detail in practical session. And cost management and governance. So if you want to know how much your resources is costing, or per month or per day, how much you are going to pay to Oracle, that will be also be explained. And like hands-on projects, like we can take a project-based scenario, like what to do if this happens, and what if the password is lost, and what if the server goes down, what all things I need to troubleshoot, where all I need to look out, or if there is a connectivity issue. So till yesterday a person is able to connect fine, and today all of a sudden he is unable to connect. What are all the things I need to check, what are all the things I need to do, that will be also be done. And also the restoration, if server all of a sudden somebody deleted it, so I need to bring it back to the earlier state at least 1 hour back. So how do you restore it? What are all the things you need to do to restore? That can also be explained. Or the file system backups as well, the storage backups as well. So I accidentally deleted a file, so I need to bring it back. So how do you do it as an infrastructure admin? That will also be done. And as I discussed, monitoring and alerting. So how do you, what are all the things you need to do to monitor the resources? All these will be explained. Explained in the sense we will be taking a project based scenario and working on it. So this all would be covered in this particular course, which is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure.